So there's a lot of huge news and rumors coming out of the Star Wars community in the last week. Some fan-hated and some fan favorites are said to return, as well as new shows and movies and video games. There are some disappointments, a lot of happiness and tears in these rumors. While you're here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel.
Do it.
And turn on the notifications to see content as I release it.
Do it.
Stick around to the end of the video to see the giveaway I'm working on right now.
Do it.
So let's jump right in. I will start off with the bad news first. This is not a rumor, but rather straight from the horse's mouth actual news. The folks at EA and DICE are finished with Battlefront 2. Yes, they will still be doing minor bug fixes, and servers are remaining open to continue online multiplayer gameplay for the unforeseeable future. They're also continuing with different events, double XP, quick spawns, etc. However, we will not be getting any new content. No Ahsoka. No Ventress. No Rex. No Jar Jar. Wait, what? He wasn't even part of the plan. Just kidding on that last one. I feel like Battlefront 2 made a huge turnaround from its original launch and became a hit after the microtransactions controversy was done away with. Seriously, let go. It was only in the game for about a week after launch, so if the microtransactions have been holding you back from getting the game, get it. It's definitely worth it, and none of that stuff has been in it since like week 1 or week 2 or something. They added a ton of new content over the last 2.5 years. Redemption, Darth Vader style. With that sad news, it looks like they're not planning on a sequel either, so play it while you got it. To me, not making a sequel doesn't make any sense at all. It's a huge hit, and there is so much more that can be done. I'd even pay if they wanted to add another downloadable content such as more maps, more characters, more skins, and just call it Battlefront 3 Extended Expansion or something like that. So it looks like Temuera Morrison is rumored to be reprising his role as a clone. This time the clone is none other than famed Boba Fett. Either you love him or you just don't understand why people love him. Yeah, this rumor was reported by a Hollywood Reporter about a week or two ago. The last we saw Boba, he was cut down in his prime by a blind Han Solo and fell into the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi. Since then, the Aftermath novel by Chuck Wendig, read the trilogy, they're really good, explains how a self-proclaimed sheriff on Tatooine named Cobb Vanth had procured a curious set of red and green Mandalorian armor. The armor had acid burns on it as if it had been digested or something, I don't know, say by a Sarlacc. His return is said to be in The Mandalorian Season 2. Season 1 did tease something that was very reminiscent of Boba Fett, or at least his armor, if still being worn by Cobb Vanth. You may remember the actor said to portray Boba Fett as the same actor that played Jango Fett and the clones in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. If this rumor is true, I hope they can do it in such a way that I still cheer for the main Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and it doesn't take from the new characters that have built the show into a great success. So this is another rumor about the same chap, Temuera Morrison. He's also said to be returning to the franchise in The Mandalorian Season 2 as another clone. A famous clone. That's right, he's rumored to be returning as Captain Rex, Anakin Skywalker's captain of the 501st Legion, and friend to Ahsoka Tano. This has fans excited and arguing as well. I mean, fans want to know how many famous characters will be trying to steal the spotlight from the other characters of the show. Like I said, I'm all for it if it's done right. Now, as far as most rumors go, half the people are going to like it, half the fans are not. You can't please both sides. But another fan favorite character is said to be making her live-action debut, Ahsoka Tano. This has all but been confirmed, and the famous Togruta Padawan to Anakin Skywalker and founding member of the Rebel Alliance, codenamed Fulcrum, is said to be played by Rosario Dawson. I'm pretty excited for this one, but I hope it's done right. just as I hope they are all done right. The next two rumors I'm going to put together in the same category. Both are said to be joining the Mandalorian's list of characters for at least one episode. The first is the feisty Mandalorian from Star Wars Rebels, artist and explosives expert Sabine Wren, daughter of Ursa Wren, a hero of the Siege of Mandalore from Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Ursa was also a former member of Death Watch, the Mandalorian terrorist group that attempted to take Mandalore from the pacifists that ruled it at the time. The other rumored character to join the Mandalorian is none other than Bo-Katan Kryze. She was the sister of Duchess Satine Kryze, the pacifist ruler of Mandalore and love interest of Obi-Wan Kenobi during the early days of the Clone Wars, before Maul and Pre Vizsla took control of the planet. Bo-Katan was part of Death Watch with Ursa Wren and Pre Vizsla, but parted ways when Maul took over Mandalore. She and Ursa Wren were in the Siege of Mandalore in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Again, I hope it's done right. And here's yet another rumor about the Mandalorian TV show. Yep, another. This time it comes in the form of the live-action debut of the Twi'lek rebel who commanded Phoenix Squadron and became a general during the days of the Empire. None other than Hera Syndulla, the daughter of Ryloth ruler and freedom fighter Cham Syndulla. Just as a side note, so with all these rumors of Rebels and Clone Wars characters showing up in The Mandalorian, the only reason I could surmise is that they are all going to cross paths as the crew of the Ghost is set out to look for Ezra Bridger, the Jedi Padawan who sacrificed himself to the unknown regions as he took the Chiss Grand Admiral known as Thrawn with him, in order to free Ezra's homeworld of Lothal from the Empire. The last episode of Rebels shows Sabine Wren talking about the end of the Empire and how peace was upon them, but she had to find Ezra. Ahsoka shows up, and we assume they set off on an adventure together to do just that. Okay, so in this category, I'm going to go ahead and put two rumors together. This is another one I heard yesterday. The inclusion of Boba Fett is said to possibly be a springboard for a Boba Fett spin-off project. Personally, I'd like to see Solo continued as a series and include Boba Fett at that time, with Daniel Logan playing him, but who knows, maybe both will happen. The other one is that the Ahsoka appearance in The Mandalorian is also said to be a springboard for a live-action Ahsoka series. Again, that could be good, it could be bad. Okay, so you all should know who Dave Filoni is, but in case you don't, he's the creative mind behind the Clone Wars, Rebels, he's helped produce Resistance, and he's working on The Mandalorian along with Jon Favreau. So I've heard him in the past say that Rebels sequel series is unlikely, but there is room in the galaxy for these characters. So this next rumor makes no sense to me unless he changed his mind. The rumor is just that. There may be a Rebels sequel series in the works. Animated. In the style of the Clone Wars animation. That would be great. However, if it is true, I would hope they wouldn't make it live-action versions of the characters just to put them back on the drawing board. Literally. So this one isn't so much rumor, this is actual fact. Taika Waititi is confirmed to be co-writing and directing a Star Wars movie theatrical release. You may remember Taika as the lovable bounty hunter droid in Season 1 of The Mandalorian. He messed up a whole village of red and green Nikto. He was then reprogrammed as a killer babysitter for the child, or commonly known as Baby Yoda. Taika also directed an episode of The Mandalorian and did a great job. He has an impressive resume and is a rising star. I am genuinely excited for this announcement. So in video game rumor news, and I call it rumor news because I remember a rumor about it, but I don't ever remember reading anything, whether it's confirmed or not. There's supposedly a sequel to the fan-acclaimed game called Jedi Fallen Order. This game follows a young man who was a Jedi Padawan when Order 66 happened. He escaped and became a scrapper on a junk planet. His fate changed when the Empire showed up, and just play the game, alright? It's worth it. The story is great, and the gameplay is very challenging. If this news is true, I will be pre-ordering it as soon as it's ready to go. Okay, and this last one, it just came out yesterday or the day before, so I'm not really clear, Whether it's a rumor, it's confirmed, or somebody on the set, I have no idea. But they're saying Hayden Christensen will be making a live-action appearance in Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Well, these rumors have happened before when they said that Hayden Christensen was going to show up in The Rise of Skywalker, but it wound up only being his voice. But on the other hand, he has been showing up at Star Wars Celebration for the last couple of years. So maybe there is some validity to this, but I don't know. Like I said, a lot is coming out of the rumor mill. Take it all with a grain of salt, except the Battlefront 2 news and the Taika Waititi movie news. That stuff's legit. I generally don't make videos about rumors or even news for the most part because if it's wrong, it's really a waste of time to get anyone's hopes up or their anger boiling. And as we've seen before, projects have come along, they've been canceled, writers, directors, all been canceled, cut, added with new people and replaced. So I'd really just like to stay away from all that. But this was a lot, and I couldn't just keep it to myself. Honestly, I'd love for all these things to come to fruition. Ahsoka is my favorite light side user. Rex, who doesn't love that guy? Especially after seeing him cry for his brothers. I'd like to see the crew of the Ghost return to find Ezra. I feel like the story needs a conclusion, especially if Thrawn ends up live action. Holy Jesus, can you imagine that? Boba Fett, let's go. Give us a solid fate for the guy. Did he die? Did he survive? Sure, on screen he fell into the big booty hole, but in the books, it's vague. Also, George Lucas has said he's survived, but he's also said Mace Windu has survived, and we don't see anything out of that guy. The old EU material said Boba survived. Give us something solid on the guy. Jedi Fallen Order 2? Holy poop. Yes, please. The first game was phenomenal. Well, that's all I have for now. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all of this. It's a lot to take in, I know. I'm still trying to take it all in and filter what I can from it. And I'm doing a little giveaway. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will pick at random one subscriber to give this 6-inch Black Series AT-AT Pilot to, or AT-AT Driver, if you prefer, because I'm old and I prefer that one. I will even pay for the shipping. The last contest was a success, and I'd like to give something back to my viewers. I will leave a link in the description below and at the end of the video for details of this contest. So, go ahead and subscribe.
Do it.
And hit the thumbs up.
Do it.
And may the Force be with you, always.